ein sir. Mae'r croeso'n ddidwyll ac yn ddi-ben draw. Mae rhyw dynerwch rhiniol yn y tir, a naws gartrefol braf i'r rhai a ddaw. Mae'r olion hanesyddol ym mhob man yn dystion i'n gorffennol lliwgar ni. A'r miloedd sydd yn troedio pen y fan, gant ei gwefreiddio gan yr harddwch fri. Gyrru deiliaid epynt gynt ar ffô, a rhathiad gynnau yn dysodlu bref. Dal i amddiffyn etifeddiaeth y bro, a wna'r gymdeithas amaethyddol gref. Mae'n gwreiddiau praff yn ddwfwn yn neua'r ddoe. A braint un sir yw estyn nawdd i'r sioe.
And braint ni ydi estyn croeso.
Well, welcome to the iconic showground here in Llanelwedd for this year's Royal Welsh Show. It's great to be back. And we will be broadcasting here on S4C between 9 and 5 for the next 4 days. And of course, it's the Brecknockshire show this year, the county that hosted the very first agricultural show in the UK back in 1755, believe it or not. Yes, the feature county has a rich heritage and has had to face several challenges over the years, and both that heritage and that history was celebrated at the service held in the shearing shed last night. Yeah, the feature county choir singing the words by the poet Tywydd Dylan Jones, recalling the history of the Epynt evictions during the Second World War and the later threat to flood the Senni Valley back in the 1960s. And the fact that Brecknockshire is here to stay is a cause for celebration, and that's a word we'll be hearing a lot of this week, I'm sure, as the Royal Welsh is considered to be the biggest rural celebration in Britain and possibly beyond. Now then, as the on-screen presenters are introducing themselves, let's have a quick word with our English language commentary team, and it's a full house here this morning on the first morning of the show. Gerald Lewis, Llun Thomas, Emma Thomas and Anwen Havgriffiths join me in the English language commentary box. Gerald, I'll start with you. You've been out and about early this morning. What's it like out in the showground? Is it busy?
Yes, it's very, very busy, and obviously the weather, I hope, and farmers that will come in numbers this year, because harvest has been an exceptional good time because of the weather. And what I witnessed on the way in here this morning was the traffic. So if that's anything to go with for the rest of the week, it looks as if the showground here is going to be a very, very busy place.
And Emma, you experienced the traffic this morning as well, and I suppose that's a sign for anybody who's listening and possibly thinking of visiting the showground this week. They need to leave plenty of time if they want to arrive in the several car parks that are located around the showground.
Yes, leave plenty of time and you'll be fine. The park and ride is working great. It's just taking a little bit longer to get in. It's fine if you don't have a deadline, but when you've got to be on air by 9 o'clock, it was looking a little bit dodgy there for a minute. But yeah, I'm sure it'll all work out as the week goes on. It's always been a very efficient service.
And there are new things to see at the showground as well, Emma, because in the past we've seen the new horticultural village. There's a sports village here as well, and this year, for the first time, there's a sheep village here at the showground.
Yes, hugely anticipated, and of course it's the biggest sheep show definitely in Europe, possibly the world, with over 3,000 exhibits here every year. So of course makes sense to have a sheep village, doesn't it?
Llun, good morning, welcome back, as it were. Now then, looking at it from the young farmers' point of view, because we can see Aaron Pugh on the screen there in the Young Farmers Centre here on the showground. It's a special year, they're celebrating a milestone. It's the 90th birthday, I believe, for the young farmers here in Wales.
Certainly so, yeah. 90 years old this year. They've had a dinner earlier over the weekend celebrating that 90th anniversary of the young farmers. No, I didn't make it to the dinner myself, no. But it was a jam-packed affair by the looks. I've seen plenty of pictures and heard a few stories and stuff. So, yeah, very much a very well-supported affair celebrating the 90th birthday of the Young Farmers Club in Wales.
And there'll be plenty of activities in that particular part of the showground, no doubt.
Certainly, as ever, jam-packed with competitions all week. Plenty of things on display as well. There'll be tons of things for everybody to go and visit to see all the good work that the Young Farmers Clubs do throughout the year.
Anwen Hargreaves is here as well. Welcome back, Anwen. It's nice to see you once again. What are you looking forward to in this year's Royal Welsh Show?
Well, I'm looking forward to competing tomorrow.
Right.
But I'm down in the horse ring tomorrow, but I'm in the main ring on Thursday, so that'll be a highlight for me. But I love just being here and watching all the horses. I love being through the stable block and watching everybody get ready and prepare, and all the glitz and the glam and the gloss and everything that comes out. So I just love the week in general for all things horsey.
Busy week ahead for you?
Very busy week ahead, yes.
Gerald, we're just catching a glimpse of some of the activities that we will see in the sheep shearing shed, and one of the highlights, of course, in that particular location will be the internationals later this week.
Yes, it's always a very, very popular place, and obviously later in the season, or one of the last shearing season is about over, and all the competitors basically right throughout the United Kingdom will come here to win the Royal Welsh Show. As we've seen there in terms of hand shearing as well, which is very well supported. So we're going to have some excitement, I would think, from the Royal Welsh shearing shed throughout the week.
And it's always packed when the French and the New Zealanders take on the Welsh.
Yes, fair comment. I know Wales have done exceptionally well right throughout, and some of our Welsh boys have been travelling the world and have done very, very well in New Zealand, which obviously is the home of shearing, realistically, where the Godfrey Bowen style was developed, and some of our young men now have taken it on to the top, to be fair. And as I say, we'll have some excitement, I'm sure, for us to commentate on later on.
Live subtitles. Well, there's just a quick reminder, of course, that we do have the English language commentary available, the details of which are on the screen at the moment. Viewers on TiVo Box or Sky Q Box, go into settings and use the audio selection option. If you're having any problems whatsoever, then please contact S4C's Viewers Hotline. Yeah, that Viewers Hotline is available for you to ring if you are, as I was saying, experiencing any problems whatsoever. Now then, we've had some glorious sunshine in the last couple of days, and it looks as if the sunshine is going to last for the rest of the week. Stefan Griffiths, the S4C weatherman, saying that it was a bit chilly this morning early on, but it's getting warmer, and the temperature later this afternoon could rise to about 24 degrees. And Stefan just saying as well, if you are visiting, then bring some plenty of sun cream with you. As you can see, the temperatures there within Wales, especially in the southeast, could go up to about 27 degrees in the Monmouth area. Overnight, it'll be dry throughout Wales, light breeze up in the north perhaps, and the temperatures ranging between 9 degrees and 14 degrees in the south. tomorrow morning. Similar to this morning, quite chilly in the morning, but obviously temperatures rising towards the afternoon. And as you can see, tomorrow afternoon here in Llanelwedd, the temperature will be around 25 degrees centigrade. And there we can see it's going to be a sunny time and a warm time here at the Royal Welsh, not only today, but certainly tomorrow and hopefully for the rest of the show.
Climatic conditions should draw everybody here this year, Garth, and no wet weather problems and nothing looks right throughout the week. So let's hope that we see large numbers to back up the large number of livestock, and that is on exhibition here at the Royal Welsh Show.
And also, just to remind people who are visiting, there are plenty of water stations around the showground as well. And here's just reminding everybody that we will be broadcasting tonight until 6 o'clock, because the Hawkston Choir, who won Britain's Got Talent recently, will be performing in the main ring later on. Right then, they've been out there in the main ring since 8 o'clock this morning. Let's catch up with the activities in the horse ring, and we'll join Anwen.
Thank you, Gareth. Yes, it's been a busy morning so far with some very large classes in front of us. As you can see, a lovely shot of the main ring there. So to the left of the screen, you will see we've got our ponies of cob type, the ridden section Cs, and they've had a very successful morning. So there were 50 entered in this particular class, and I believe, if I had my mathematics correct as the time I was watching the go-round, there's about 30-35 forward. So we welcome into the ring to judge this class 2 separate judges, and the reason for the 2 separate judges is one will do the mark for the confirmation, which is 50, and then the other one will do a mark for the ride, as in performance, and that's another 50. So this class is slightly different to some of the other classes you'll see later in the week, in that they will be marked, and therefore it'll be a bit fairer for the competitors. So for our confirmation, we welcome into the ring Nikki Oldershaw Glenn from Lancashire. And then for the ride, we welcome into the ring JC and Spraggett from the Cotswolds. And a lovely shot of the 2 of them there. In that beautiful colour. I don't even know what colour that would be. But a nice shot of things. So they've all had a go-round. They've had an opportunity to walk, trot and canter, change the rein, and then you saw some of them having a good gallop in front of the grandstand there. So now this is where the chaos starts. They're all asked to walk and circle, and this is where they call them in. And it looks like the first one has been called in there, and we've got a pony, a very famous pony, who's won here twice in the past. Howie the Enforcer has been pulled in top. It looks like in second it is Kate Pittman with her novice pony. Popster's Duke of Gloucester has been pulled in second. Can't see the third one. And I think it might be Rachel Dilcock-Thomas's daughter there that's been pulled in fourth. So it's a difficult job for the judges here to actually see all of these ponies and make sure that they're not crowding the judge too much, because they want to see the good walk to help you get that initial pull. Because this is such a large class, it's not very likely that all of them will stay in. So there's a busy morning for the judges, which is why they generally tend to choose the top 20, because otherwise it wouldn't be fair for the judge to ride all of them.
You've just alluded to then, Anwen, that this is a large class. Is this what we're going to see right throughout the show in terms of entries of horses? Is the horse numbers up?
I don't actually know if the horse numbers are up in general. Showing has become a bit of a difficult sport in the last few years, with the numbers and the cost and everything increasing. But I think in terms of the Welsh ponies, it's the pinnacle of the year for everybody to come to the Royal Welsh Show. So if you've got a Welsh pony, it's 9 times out of 10 you want to make it to the Royal Welsh. It'll be lovely if the entries are up across the board, and I think it would be fantastic. Some people have stayed away because of the heat, but that I don't think it's meant to be that particularly hot compared to some weeks. There's a lovely shot there of two very people, Terry Clines on the left there and Ella Einon in the centre there. A very young jockey has had a very successful season. So no, we shall see what the numbers are like across the week. It looks like the groundsmen have been keeping the ring watered because it's nice and green in the ring itself. You can see in the background it's a little bit brown, where I'm sure everybody is suffering with the grass and the sun. But yeah, we will see how many they do in this pull. And our ride judge JC and Spraggett will have a hell of a job to judge them all. She rides herself and is a producer, and she had her ponies when she was young with Julie Templeton, so she knows all about ringcraft and knows what she's looking for. And she's currently based in Worcestershire with the family's yard, the Mulbrook stud. She's also an accredited trainer and a qualified course builder, so as a ride judge she's got all the credentials. So they're still busy doing the pull-in, which is quite a long thing. We'll come back to this class later on, where we'll introduce the confirmation judge to you in a little bit more detail.
Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground here at Llanelwedd. Day one, of course, of this year's annual show. We're in the main ring prior to the break. We're now heading for our first visit in the sheep ring. So let's join Gerald and Emma.
Thank you, Gareth. Starting in the Continental, the Texels, which we've seen many times before here, Ems, in the show, going all the way and winning. So are we going to see the first class and the first prize sheep in the championship later on? Maybe.
Quite possibly. Yes, absolutely. And we're in a class of Texel yearling rams. And the judge there is Mr. David Clark from Lanarkshire. And we can't...
Actually, I would have thought in looking at his entire, it wouldn't have taken too much to guess in what part of the world he was from. See, he's wearing a kilt there,
yes.
from Scotland.
Yes.
And
I was thinking earlier when I was watching that class in the main ring how lovely the lady judges and the stewards all look in their outfits and hats, and fair play to the sheep judge here now. Then he's bringing his own fashion sense to the sheep ring.
Quite right, yes indeed, and some strong yearling rams in there.
Oh, tremendous, isn't it? It's always nice when they're loosed like this, isn't it? You really get to see them all together next to each other. Very strong lambs, and a yearling there then, as you would guess, means that they were a year old or a little over a year old then, because they would have been born not this spring, last year. And
yes, I believe then in the Texel breeding registration is that no lambs in the Texel Society are to be born before 1st of March, whereas we do see a lot of other breeds then are born at very early before.
Yes,
so these rams have grown exceptionally well, haven't they?
If
they are true to form, isn't it?
Yes.
We won't go too controversial, will we?
No.
But no, very exceptional.
But a bit like even babies then, they need to be registered.
Yes, indeed.
And everything. So, yes, on their birth certificates, I think we would have a lot of lambing at the beginning of March.
They haven't missed many breakfasts,
no,
though,
they certainly haven't. And with this very hot weather as well, that wouldn't have helped many breeders. They've been keeping them going well, turning them out.
Credit to stockmen. It takes a lot to turn these sheep out in pristine conditions, like you say, under the stress of the weather that has been upon us. Interesting to see in the Texel, you're looking at us now, how the Texel breed has changed. And if we could go back just a few years, look at the strength of the head of a lot of these yearling Texel rams here. Very square and almost a little bit, say, tubby heads, and aren't they? But that is the fashion that seems to have been carried forward in the breed, isn't it?
Yes.
Tremendous shape on these sheep, isn't it?
And stretch and
conformation,
stature. Yes. Yes, super rams.
Actually, then, in terms of being a farmer myself, and then the carcass weights then of the fat lambs that we will see later on then is at 22 kilos is maximum. Some then of these butchers trade do like a bit bigger carcass, but look at the size of this particular yearling ram here to start. Put that ram on a very big mule, and what are you going to get? Tremendous sized lambs, aren't you?
Yes, yeah.
You know,
big
frame lambs. It'll take a lot of finishing, don't they?
Yeah.
But then, as I say, you get tipping the scales is what we get paid for, isn't it? So
absolutely.
Huge ram there to start.
So super ram here. I do believe he's come from Staffordshire and has had a few wins this year already.
Our judge, Mr. David Clark, then is Go flock. He also runs Brewface Leicesters and Beef Shorthorns.
Oh, there we go. Look, Gerald, it looks like we've got the first result of the day then.
Yep. Number 6640. As we say, the first rosette of this 2026 Royal Welsh Show.
Super powerful ram. He will, of course, come back into the ring later on in the day to have a shot at the Texel Male Championship, which will be the winner of this class, the older ram class and the ram lamb class. And Maynard's just going to have a word with the winner.
He's a good sheep. He's been very good all the way through the summer, so see how we keep going.
What a season you're having.
Very, very good. Very, very good. No, it's very, very... Can't complain what he's been doing so far, so yeah, we'll carry on. See how today goes.
But he's just full everywhere, isn't he? And the muscle in the behind.
Oh, unbelievable top, really. It's something that you wish for, but we'll just carry on and see how the day goes on.
Good luck to you.
Cheers,
Thank you very much.
Well, you don't have to be at the show to enjoy it. Join in the fun by following us on Facebook, Instagram, X and TikTok. On Facebook and X, search for Sioe to watch clips of all the action, including the competitions and our roaming coverage from around the showground. Head to Instagram and TikTok for a behind-the-scenes look, plus all the fun and entertainment from across the show. Visit s4c.cymru for details of S4C's privacy notice. Right, let's head for our first visit at the cattle ring. Let's join Llun and Gerald.
Well, yes, so our first foray into the cattle ring here today, and we're joining some of the judging in the Hereford classes, and the class that we'll have in front of us will be the bull born on or before the 31st of December 24, so that makes him the most senior of Hereford bulls that we're going to see in the judging classes today then, Gerald. And if I'm right from the catalogue, 6 forward here, but it doesn't quite look that busy in the ring, does it? 4, I think, of
4 animals they are on display, and yes, indeed. We have another guess where this judge is from again, Nick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, to be fair to the Scotchmen, have come out in force, and this is Mr. Colin Scouter of the Isle of Arran in Scotland. He was born on the family farm.
So it's right out on the extremities as well, out on the island of Arran there.
Yes, indeed, yes. So he's travelled a long way south to judge this, and he has 4 exceptional good animals for the breed, I'm sure, in front of him to adjudicate to start his judging here in the Royal Welsh Show.
And he seems to have pulled sort of a preliminary lineup by the looks of animals in front of him.
Yes, indeed, and he states himself that he's been very lucky to have judged in France, Finland, Southern Ireland, Scotland, England and Wales. So I say a gentleman that knows what it takes to produce these cattle to the show ring, and
yes, and travel the world adjudicating and putting them in their place. It looks to me as if, yes, we do have a result as well, and well, we've obviously seen these hats many times here at the Royal Welsh Show before. The winner is 3044 from Keedyview Livestock, and the bull's name Santa Maria 1 Alcatraz. The gentleman on the halter, Stephen O'Kane, does prepare cattle for a variety of people, and we've seen him have a lot of success here in the Royal Welsh previously, and come into the fore with his own Hereford bull here then.
Yes, indeed. So very, very good start for this particular team that, as you stated, will be showing a lot of other various breeds throughout the Royal Welsh Show here, and probably they have no idea of the number of cattle that they have in their care, but to be fair to them, we've seen them regularly at the top end of classes in the show here with their cattle, be their own or, as they say, stated for somebody else. So we will see Steve O'Kane here later on in the championship of the Hereford, so it's a good start to the show, so let's hope we see him later on.
We go between a Stephen John.
Odw, a Stephen.
Am y tro, diolch o galon I ti.
Yn iawn.
Canolfan Gneifio Meirion ydy'r lleoliad ar hyn o bryd.
Well, we're in the first visit of the shearing shed, as we alluded to earlier on, Gareth. Perhaps not quite the speed and excitement of as they've been, but it's in the hand shearing, and take nothing away from these particular people. They do an exceptional job, and probably which is a dying craft now because of the speed of the electric shears are obviously taken over, and but take nothing away from these people. That's been an art that has shown sheep in this particular country and around the world way before the electric shearing started, and pay tribute to these particular shearers here that they've kept this actual craft going.
Yeah, there are 4 heats, I think, before we get to the semi-final stage and later the final stage. Of course, this is heat number 1, and I think we're looking at a gentleman. There's Andy Weir in lane 1. We have Richard Till, I think, next to him. John Frogat, Roderick Glynn, Maureen Cadet from France, and Frederick Bonestru from the Netherlands. So there's an international flavour to this competition as well.
Yes, indeed. To be fair, these people have travelled a long way to shear, and as I alluded to before, then winning here, I would think perhaps would be second to winning in the Golden Shears in New Zealand, which would be the ultimate crown of, I would think, every shearer's dream. And myself, I was very, very lucky many years ago of competing in the Golden Shears, and I can say that that particular atmosphere there, and people travelling from all over the world to shear there. But this is, I would say, Wales's Golden Shears, and probably the Golden Shears of the British Isles. So nice to see that, as we say, the old tradition here of the blade shearing is carried on here in the Royal Welsh Show.
They're very meticulous, aren't they?
Oh yes, indeed, and
Gerald used the word art there earlier, and I think that's exactly what you know, well, 2 words you've used, art and craft. And
it is craft, yes, indeed, to be fair, and to cut the staple of wool as close to the skin as possible with as we can see, the size of the shears that this gentleman here has got is quite large, and you wouldn't want to put your finger in there, I'm sure, neither. So it is different styles, actually. Then we can see various styles of the actual type of shearing. Then some of them are tried to adapt, say the Godfrey Bowen style shearing with the shears just the same as they would with the electric shears then. So yeah, and the old-fashioned type of shearing, what they call round and round, that they would shear half of the sheep on one side and then swing it around and then shear the other side. So but this particular guy here is trying to adapt, looking to the Godfrey Bowen style and laying the sheep quite low on the floor, and the main art of this is to obviously keep the skin of the sheep quite tight, so because if the skin of the sheep is slack and loose, well, obviously that the risk factor of cutting, just the same as in right throughout the Godfrey Bowen style. Well, any shearing actually, because if you cut the skin, well, obviously you're going to be penalised and it's not good on the sheep. So,
and the variety of style that you said there, Gerald, the round and round, as you said, would that been how a machine shearer would have shown originally, previous to the Godfrey Bowen style?
Oh yes, indeed. I don't want to sound disrespectful to the shearers of the past, but it was just sort of a case of getting it off as good and easy as we could. It's the Godfrey Bowen style has been developed for many years now, obviously, and but it appears to be the main style that has been developed right throughout. And now, as I say, a lot of the hand shearing people here have actually taken it on as well. The judging system here is exactly the same, basically, in terms of cutting the actual wool, and everybody is trying to cut it as clean as they can. So anyway, hopefully we'll come back later on and see another heat of this.
Welcome back to the showground here on Monday morning, the first day of the Royal Welsh Show 2026. We've got to head back to the main ring and rejoin Llun.
Thank you, Gareth. We are now having our first look at the north end of the ring, which is our retrained racehorses. It was an initiative brought in many years ago by the Weatherby's racehorse industry to try and give these ex-racehorses a second career in their life after leaving the racing industry. And it's become a very, very popular sport. Today we had 24 entered in this first class, which is an open showing class, and our two judges are the Rye judge is Tracy Bailey and the confirmation judge is Judith Balding. I'm sure a lot of you will know the most famous Claire Balding, so Judith is a cousin of hers. So they both spoke to me earlier this morning, and they both said that they would be looking for something that caught their eye as they went into the ring. And they're both looking for a good stamp of a horse and something with exceptional movement and tidy conformation. So looks like we're coming to the end of this class. So the deliberations here between Judith Balding in that beautiful green dress on the left and the Rye judge Tracy Bailey on the right. So with the 24 forward, they've had the similar format to what we saw earlier with the Section Cs. They've had a go-round where they did the walk, trot, canter. They've done a Rye judge, came out and did an individual show. And then the confirmation judge had a closer look at them all. And they've been marked similarly out of 50 for each stage. And then the marks and the deliberation at the end then decide the winner. So quite a nervous time for these riders, and looks like a decision has been made. I think I'm not sure what's going on here. Have they decided what's... Usually they would... Yeah, so it looks like... but as we always say, once they've done the initial pull, this decision still doesn't get finalised until the rosette is in the rider's hands. The judge has always got the decision to be able to change her mind. But as you can see here, we've got some different types, and this is where the ROR was introduced for all ex-racehorses. They must have raced at some point in their career, but you can see that some of them are wearing the beautiful coloured blauwbands, so they're the lighter type, and what we'd class more of as a hack and a riding horse. One lady there is wearing a navy jacket, so she's particularly lighter type again, so she's more of a hack. And then there's some then in the plain blauwbands, they're more of a heavier type of a horse, and the hunter type. So we're just wandering around now, and it does look like we have our winner. There we are. So the red card has been handed out, and it goes to Rhondda Warner King with Keen Eye. Bred by, we're not sure who was bred by, but it's ridden today by Rhondda Warner King, sired by Milan out of Joliva. So congratulations to her. And then in second there, it looks like... we have Katie Llywelyn with Polydamas. I believe... when I watched them all go round this morning, Polydamas, yes, I was right, is a winner here in the past, back in 2024, sired by Neve, and a half-brother to the famous Nashwan. So congratulations to Katie Llywelyn there, standing in second. And in third, we have Sarah Llywelyn, down from all the way up from Pembrokeshire, with the Gay Gardener, bred by RJ and S.A. Carter, ridden today by Sophie, Sarah's daughter, and quite a buzzy atmosphere for some of these ex-race horses to come in and perform, where they used to actually just go flat out galloping. it's quite an achievement for some of these. So congratulations to all the connections there for Rhondda Warner King and Kenai, and we'll have a quick chat with her with Hannah.
Beaming from ear to ear. Can you describe it in words?
I think I'm still in shock, to be honest. I'm really, really happy with how we went. But yeah, just really, really happy and looking forward to seeing what else the day brings. So yeah.
Is this the only horse you've got competing here, or have you brought a few?
No, this is my only horse that we've got here this week, yeah.
Well, you've come in. First time competing here?
Yes, first time competing here, yeah.
And leaving with a red rosette. I think you've done quite well. Many congratulations and good luck with the rest of your day.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Diolch yn fawr.
Well, we will be back in the main ring, of course, later on. But in the meantime, let's join Aaron Pugh. We saw him earlier on screen saying that he would be wandering around the showground. He mentioned that he'd be down in the forestry section later on, but at the moment he's with the young farmers section and he's speaking to Mared Brand Jones, and as you can see the branding in the background, there's a prominent 90 there, and it is a special year for the young farmers in Wales, as I mentioned earlier on whilst I was chatting with you, and they're celebrating 90 years this year, and there's going to be plenty of activities going on the showground. Aaron and Mared are reminiscing about 20 years ago when they had a big concert in the Millennium Centre in Cardiff Bay, but 20 years on, it is a bit of a milestone, a special milestone, of course. And it's an opportunity to look back at the history of the young farmers in Wales, and of course it's a time to look forward towards the future as well. Mared is just mentioning the fact that there have already been several events during the course of the year, and she's mentioned the dinner that was held recently, which was like a reunion. It was open to former members as well as current members, and there were over 300 people in attendance. And Aaron's just asking, what is the theme this year? The golden old days, as it were, and it's relevant to the fact that we are celebrating 90 years this year. And we will have plenty of competitions during the course of the next 4 days. The crafts, the flower arranging, there'll be the wool handling, the singing, of course. And this afternoon we have a show. We'll be presenting a show in the main ring celebrating the young farmers and the fact, of course, that we are 90 years old this year. So we're really looking forward to that event later on in the day. And Aaron just saying, as you walk around the showground, this is the focal point, the central point of the showground site. And as Mared is saying, we are tending to take over somewhat because there are 1,000 members competing at the Royal Welsh during the next 4 days. So there'll be plenty going on. And we're in the horticultural village, we're in the sheep shearing shed, we're everywhere. And Mared herself has a busy week ahead, got a few receptions to attend, got a few functions as well, and we will be meeting some members of the Senedd, so we can talk about what concerns the members of the young farmers. So a busy week ahead, no doubt, for Aaron and Mared Brand Jones.
Yeah, welcome back. We are back to the native breed, derived from just down the road here in Herefordshire, below the showground here in Builth, and back to our Scottish judge and the class.
Yes, class number 442, so the next of those bull classes following that previous senior bull that we saw earlier. So these will be sort of the intermediate bulls of the of the Hereford classes, born between the 1st of January 25 and the 30th of April 25, so quite a condensed age category here. So these bulls will be of a sort of closer size than those in the previous class in terms of growth and age, with only that 4-month spread across them.
Yeah, quite even size bulls as well, because we do see a variation in size in a lot of these classes, even as you alluded to. Then their age is quite close. Then the Herefords have become like a lot of other native breeds. They tried to increase the size of the actual animals, didn't they, for breed purposes, because they thought that the continental cattle were getting away because of daily live weight gain has become a key factor in terms of, because the bigger the carcass, obviously the larger reward at the other end of it. But I think a lot of the native breeds perhaps have pulled the reins in a little bit now, just of that, because it's more of quality of eating now rather than, say, tipping the scales. And
certainly,
Gerald, and therefore I think then a lot of breed societies have looked at, perhaps rather than growth rate, quality is
certainly
now then.
Quality of the meat and fleshing, and also the qualities the breed usually deliver. You know, most of these native breeds are very easily fleshed off forage or grass, whereas sometimes a lot of the continental breeds require a little more hard feeding to get them to the right sort of stage of that size and scale, which is perfectly fine if you run a system where you do intensively finish animals a little more. But these do flesh so much easier just on grass and forage, don't they?
Yes, you're quite right, Ewan. And in terms of the cut-off point, I don't know, it was at one stage then 30 months, then, well, obviously 30 months, an animal going over 30 months then went into a different category, but they have extended that now, so the actual fat cattle class now has gone up to 36 months, so it gives that animal a little bit more time to mature. Well, then, as you alluded to, is quality now, perhaps rather than size, isn't it?
And certainly so, isn't it? Which probably plays a little back into the hands of some of these native breeds that are maybe slower growing, easier flesh from those forages, with that nice eating quality and quality of meat that people are looking for. And there's also the story as well. A lot of butchers these days do like, and there are even schemes directly through different sort of companies for specific native breeds.
Yes, indeed, there is. You're quite right, Ewan, in terms of a lot of pay a premium and on an actual native breed. And ourselves, and we were fattening Aberdeens, and we were receiving the 20 pence bonus. So a 20 pence bonus on top of every animal was come to a significant amount of money. And
certainly so,
as you alluded to as well, the bulker wasn't coming up our road quite so often as when we had all continental cattle. So yeah, finished on producing good quality silage and good quality hay and good quality grass, then helped obviously our profit margin in terms of...
It certainly does, you know, and having those sort of direct schemes where there is that potential to gain that premium for using a native breed also helps encourage that and draw towards that, especially in a world where we're sort of looking to farm probably a little closer to nature and stuff in terms of satisfying the public as well.
Yes, well, we've gone down these particular routes now of this habitat scheme and with things like that, so we're looking after nature. But anyway, let's hope we come back a little bit later on to see the result of this particular Hereford class.
Welcome back to Llanelwedd. Well, we were in the cattle ring before the break. Let's head straight back there now and rejoin Gerald and Llun.
Thank you, Gareth. Back in the bull class, which we featured a little bit earlier on, of the younger bulls.
Yes, so these will be the intermediate bulls that we're seeing today. There'll be one class younger than this that potentially we might feature again. And he's got his 5 entries that he's got forward lined up in front of him. And it's looking like a final decision. It's the usual when they go and find the steward. And so the winner in the class is 30.52 from the Joneses at Dendo. Dendo 1 Cruz Campo. Very good name.
Indeed.
It's a good beer. Yes, and he's a March 25 born bull and a strapping example of the breed there as well. Taking the win in a very, very good class of Hereford bulls, Gerald.
Yes, indeed, to be fair. Let's hope we'll be back later on and we'll see the junior bull then against the champion bull in the overall championship, won't we?
Well, that's a great view of the showground here at Llanelwedd, and already there are plenty of visitors here. Let's return to the sheep ring, and it's back to Gerald and Emma.
Yes, another continental breed, Ems, and the Dutch spotted.
Yes, they've become a very popular breed in recent years. Haven't been imported for that many years into the UK, but we have seen them from when they were here first in the Royal Welsh Show as a couple of entries in the any other breeds, but now they have got big numbers of their own classes here, and it's just a reflection of just how popular the breed has become.
Yes, indeed, and we got one end of the country to the other. No stone left unturned in selecting judges. We have a lady from Cornwall, down in the south of England, Ms. Laura Monk. She runs the Saevoc flock. And, they also keep other breeds in Charleroys, Texels and Suffolks, but she has come up from Cornwall here today to judge the Dutch spotted, and got a very good class of strong.
Yes, yearling ram lambs, I apologise, and there's 31 entries in the catalogue for this class, and tremendous power in this ram lambs, because these are just babies, so to speak, although they are very, very well grown, and although they are a very attractive sheep with the black and white colouring, they're actually a very useful sheep as well, Gerald, aren't they, with tremendous conformation in the back end there, and plenty of width throughout, and I think becoming a little bit more consistent throughout the breed, of course, with the introduction of new breeds and bloodlines coming in from overseas. Sometimes you see a bit of variation in the breeds. The conformation very much becoming more consistent.
I think personally, Emsen, that the conformation has always been there, realistically, to be fair to them, but what has been lacking, perhaps they're a little bit fine-boned in that, aren't they? And obviously they're looking for the killing out percentage of being fine-boned and that, but they appear to be a little bit harder type of sheep now than what they were. Then they're known for being a little bit on the softer type, but
some of
very attractive, you must say, than eye-catching sheep, aren't they?
They are, and of course a lot of these show people, they're looking for something a little bit different to bring to the show.
Right. We
makes
were
life
lucky enough to commentate just
yes.
a few years ago when they were sort of a minority breed, weren't they? But
definitely.
They have become very strong contenders now, haven't they? And a lot of sheep on show here today, as you alluded to in the number in the classes then. So, and the judge here is then selecting in perhaps a little bit different style then in pulling them out from looking at them running around loose and selecting her choice then to go forward in the lineup. So a lot of judges then go hands-on and then move them around in different fashion. Yes, that's right.
Seen them.
Perhaps she has got just a slight.
But it is important to see, especially with these heavier continental types, to see them walking around and loose around, see how they are on
locomotion
their
is all
feet
part and parcel
and
of
legs.
it. Yes,
absolutely. If you haven't got a ram who can walk and run after the ewes, then he's not going to be able to do his work. So there we go now, Gerald. It'll be interesting to see where her line-up lines, where are her... there we go. No, she split the class in two by the look of it, and now these group are going to have a chance to have a looser round. And we can see a fair variation in colouring in this group as well. We can see almost predominantly white with some black spotting, and as well almost predominantly black with white spotting, so a bit of variation in them indeed. Interesting to see a lot, especially on the continent, a lot would leave the tails long on the males and cut the tail. But we're going to have to come back and talk about the tails again, Gerald.
Yes,
we're going to go.
You cut us off as well, yeah.
So yes, back in the shearing shed here, Gerald, and we're joining, I believe, the second heat of the blade shearing. Yes, you started sort of filling us in a little bit on the variety of styles and stuff that we see within the blade shearing compared to that singular style that we see in the machine shearing. And just, well, fill us in on where you might sort of differ. I see this young lad opening in the leg. Would everybody sort of open with that leg then, whichever style you do?
If they've adapted the Godfrey Bowen style, well, and obviously, and left your right-handed shearers, and don't think there's any left-handers on the board here, but no, they are adopting majority of these particular shearers here. Well, obviously, I believe that most of these ewes will have had their belly removed prior to the competition, as we can see just by this gentleman's left leg. So what they're looking at is just the basic shearing of the outer body of the sheep then, rather than the belly. And I would think that most of the sheep on display here will have crutched out as well. So crutched out as in clean them around their back end. So just to make the spectacle of the actual shearing look a little bit better and a little bit faster, and not making it difficult for these competitors, because shearing itself is difficult enough as it is. So yes, and most of the shearers will be actually shearing towards the porthole, which will be actually turning the sheep to the side of the board of the pen, and the porthole, as we can see in this competitor, is what I call it just behind, where they will exit the sheep after they finished. So there's slight variation in terms of styles that way as well. And obviously, when you're shearing with an electric machine, well, that don't move, but the actual machine will never move when they have, so they have to shear to the machine. When they have a hand shears in their hand here, obviously they can shear wherever they want to go. So
the slower pace we see here.
Oh, it's a lot slower pace, and yeah,
that gives us the opportunity to see how the style works a little more, especially
that's right.
We can see, because we talk about when we see the shearers with the machine doing the long blows, and obviously they're over in a flash when the lads with the machine are doing it. But we sort of fully appreciate what a long blow looks like here when we're watching these lads do it with the blade.
Yes, that's quite right. And as you say, is a 4-inch comb on all the electric shearer, and to fill that up and say 3 times, and you've done a foot. So a foot across the back of any sheep is a big distance, isn't it? So yeah, testament to the farmers too, to have kept these sheep in the wool for this period of time, because we have had seriously warm conditions and a lot of work to have worried about these sheep and keeping the dreaded fly and that off these sheep during this hot weather. So testament to people who have provided the sheep for these competitions here, and like I say, kept them full wooled going into this competition. So a lot of
the blade shearers here would require these ewes in full wool. Rarely would you see these blade shearers competing with lambs?
Oh yes, yes, it was shear lambs. We've got a lot of flock shear lambs, because of the sort of thought process that they grow better in the wind. Anyway, we'll have to come back for another heat later on and hopefully see the final.
The Welsh Government's Permanent Secretary.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, Llun. We join Nia, we can hear her voice in the background, and we will join her for the official opening ceremony of this year's Royal Welsh show. Nicola Davies, Chair of Council, is on the stage, and we are joined in the opening ceremony today by the First Minister for Wales, Llun. Also in attendance is the Cabinet Minister for Rural Resilience and Sustainability, Prif. Andrew Goodall is here as well, and of course the local MP for Brecon and Radnor and Cwm Tawe, David Chadwick.
Nicola Davies, Cadeirydd y Cyngor sydd yn agor yr agoriad swyddogol yma.
And of course, in due course, we will hear from Major Andy Butcher, who is will be declaring the show officially open, and we will hear, of course, from the President, this year's President for Brecknockshire, Gethin Harvard.
Gethin at y microphone mwyn croesawu wedyn yr uwch gapten Andrew Butcher. A'r uwch gapten Andrew Butcher fydd yn agor y sioe yn swyddogol ar ran y sir nawr. Ond fewn ni nôl rwan at Nicola Davies, Cadeirydd y Cyngor.
Bringing together food, farming, culture, language and innovation, while making a significant contribution to our national economy and well-being. Croeso I chi gyd, a gobeithio wnewch chi fwynhau y sioe. But in line with our feature county system, the backbone of our society, this is Brecknock's year. Blwyddyn Brycheiniog yw i. Cyflwythreniad da fyna, yw e? Blwyddyn Brycheiniog. Ond mae wedi bod yn flwyddyn a hanner, chi'n barod.
Davies is just saying, of course, that this year is Brecknock's year, and it's the 5th time, actually, for them to be the feature county. The first time was back in 1964, then in 1980, 1997, 2012, and of course this year, 2026.
Rydych chi wedi glywed sawl gwaith yn ystod y diwrnodau diwethaf yma, ond mae cystal wi'n mynd i ddyfynnu yr 4 linell gyntaf eto. Yng nghymoedd ar y fryniau mwy neu'n sir, mae'r croeso'n ddidwyll ac yn
And she is reciting a quotation from the Cywydd Croeso, the poem written to welcome everybody to the showground by the poet John Meirig Edwards. And she's also mentioning the President this year, Mr. Gethin Harvard, and his wife Kerry and the family. It's been a very, very busy year for them, and they've also made sure that we've had the weather for this particular special occasion as well.
Mae heddiw heb os yn diwrnod mawr I Gethin Harvard, Kerry Wraig, a'r merched Ffion, Elin a Nia. Mae'r teulu fel o'n i'n sôn wedi bod yn ymeithi yn yr ardal ers o leia 300.
And I think Nicola Davies is also mentioning the ambassador this year as well, which is Miss Teleri Harve-Thomas, and thanking her for all her work in raising the profile of not only the society but the county as well. And one of the major events was indeed the grassland event hosted by the President and the Harvard family at Cwm Brynich last month. And what an event this was. You could say that the spiritual home of the grassland event in Brecknock, as that is where it all began back in 2012, hosted by John R. Davies and his family at Pentre, Merthyr Cynnog. And Nicola Davies is thanking the President of the grassland event, Gareth Davies, and the whole team who delivered such an outstanding event last month. And she now welcomes the President, Gethin Harvard, to the stage.
Diolch yn fawr iawn I chi, Nicola. Wel, bore da gyfeillion, a mae yn bore da fan hyn yn Llanelwedd yn dydi.
Gethin Harvard is saying good morning to you all, and it is a good morning here at the Llanelwedd Showground. And he considers it a great honour to have been chosen to be president in this Brecknock's feature county year.
Mae'n anrhydedd enfawr I mi I fod tywydd dros Sir Brycheiniog.
An honour for himself, not only for himself, for his family as well.
Mae'r dyddiad yr ugenfed o Gorffennaf Wedi bod yn bac y men am
And the 20th of July has been on the back of his mind for quite a while. And it seemed quite a long, long time ago, a few months ago, but the time has flown and here we are. But it's been a delightful journey, and it's certainly one I will remember, not only for myself, personally, my family, but also for the county.
Yes, Gethin, one of three brothers there in Hugh and Howell. And although I didn't go to the grassland event myself, we were busy on the silage ourselves that particular time. I was told that it was an outstanding event, and they are very, very good farmers in their own right in the cattle business and in both in the Cheviot sheep business, and as they must have been very, very good at grassland as well to be able to host such an event. And so, yeah, very hard-working family, and Gethin is the one that is receiving and the honours of being president, but his own two brothers then have worked very, very hard alongside him, and Gethin will be one of the first ones to say that as well.
Yeah, he's just mentioned the fact there that the Young Farmers is celebrating 90 years this year, and he is paying tribute to the contribution that that particular movement has contributed to agriculture here in Wales. And as a former competitor and judge, he's also looking forward to seeing the very best animals on display, and he's also saying that the people are what matter at the show, the young people especially, and their energy. And he thinks that we're at a point now where it's absolutely vital that we make the most of our young people, and we need to support them to give them the good opportunities and make sure that they stay in the industry, not just from the point of view of food production, but from the point of view of our communities. The young people, they are the heart of our communities.
Dwi wedi aros cwarter canrif am yr fath negeseuon sydd yn dod allan o Caerdydd ar hyn o bryd.
And Gethin Harvard is also mentioning the recent announcements that have come from the Senedd, and he's waited a quarter of a century for the announcements that have been made recently.
I stand here before you this morning as president, and to be president on behalf of Brecknock, it's the biggest honour that I could ever imagine, and one which I never ever imagined. And I can tell you that the 20th of July 2026 has been etched in my mind for over 18 months. At the time it seemed some distance away, but I can tell you the time has flown, and the journey has been one that we will never ever forget in Brecknock. I was proud of my community before. I can't tell you how proud I am of the people of Brecknock now. They've sprung into life. They've supported us at every juncture. We've had some fun. We've had some laughs. And at a time when I feel that post-COVID, I think there's a social vacuum, isn't there, in our lives. And we have really embraced the opportunity to come together and to celebrate the very best of what we have in these rich communities of ours. It's the main event here this morning, of course, is the official opening of the show.
Gethin Havard yn pwysleisio'r anrhydedd fawr. Mae o'n I deimlo o fod yn llywydd ac yn ddiolchgar am y cymorth a'r gefnogaeth mae o wedi I gael wrth liwio'r sir.
Yes, Gethin Harvard once again saying how honoured he is to have been chosen to be president in this year. Brecknock's feature county here at the Royal Welsh, and also appreciating all the help that he's had along the way in preparation for this very special event.
Unfortunately, the opportunity to farm didn't present itself. He was persuaded to join the forces. And the medals that you'll see him adorn today represent the places, the dangerous places in the world that he served our country. And he's been elevated to high office. And we in our community are very lucky to have had him in our community. He's a family man, wonderful wife Wendy, 2 wonderful daughters. And at a time when I believe the 2 most important things to mankind in these troubled times is to feed us and to defend us. And this man has a foot in both camps. He's responsible for the 33,000-acre Epping Ranges. He has 50-odd graziers and 90-odd thousand sheep under his charge. So he's mindful of food production. He also has a responsibility to the environment in his daily management of the Epping Ranges. But above all, he is now one of us in Brecknock.
Gethin Hafod yn sôn am yr uwch gapten Andrew Butcher
Huge honour.
ac yn cyfleu yn berffaith hanes y sir yma a chymhlethdod yr hanes ers yr ail ryfel byd.
MBE of
Mae Andrew Butcher wedi treulio 40 awd yn gwasanaethu'r fyddin ac yn uwch swyddog hyfforddiant ar hystad hyfforddi amddiffyn Ponseni.
Gethin Harvard just introducing Major Andrew Butcher, MBE, to officially open this year's Royal Welsh Show.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's both a genuine honour and a great pleasure to welcome you all here today to this year's Royal Welsh Show. This remarkable event is more than a gathering in the calendar. It's a living celebration of our land, our livestock, our heritage, and above all, our people. This year, we are proud to shine a special light on the county of Brycheiniog, a county defined by its strength of character, rich agricultural heritage, Welsh language, and a deep sense of community. At the heart of this year's show is a strong sense of leadership and service, and I would like to pay tribute to this year's president, Mr. Gethin Hafod. Gethin, your commitment to agriculture to this show and the wider rural community is both inspiring and deeply appreciated. Your leadership, Gethin, reflects the very best of Welsh farming. It's practical, it's forward-thinking, and it is absolutely grounded in community. I don't underestimate the support and contribution of your family, the shared effort, encouragement and sacrifice that makes such service possible. So to Kerry, Ellen, Fionn and Nia, we offer our sincerest thanks. Equally, I would like to recognise this year's
Ac wrth i'r uwch gapten ddiolch I deulu llywydd y sir nawr ar Saesneg hefyd fe gymerwn ni egwylfer a dychwelyd ar gyfer y agoriad swyddogol.
Your role has been vitally shown. Last year we came together.
Welcome back to the showground here at Llanelwedd, as you can see. The cars trying to find the parking space in the car parks. It's very busy here at the showground already on this, the first day of the show. And this is Major Andrew Butcher, MBE, who has been chosen by this year's president, Gethin Harvard, to officially open the 2026 Royal Welsh Show.
Today, the Eppant thrives, with direct descendants from those families cleared, their flocks grazing and working side by side with the armed forces on a daily basis. And as a wise farmer once told me, food and defence, two of the most vital assets that a country needs, are produced on Eppant. Brecknockshire also has a proud and enduring military heritage, home to generations of servicemen and women, and closely linked with the armed forces. Many farming families here have served and continue to serve both home and abroad. And I must give a special mention to a Ponsonby resident, Miss Thursa Morgan, still active as she approaches the age of 103, who served in the Women's Land Army during the Second World War. A truly incredible lady, and we thank you, Thursa, for your service and also a speedy recovery. In a rapidly changing world, the importance of agriculture has never been clearer. It is central to our economy, to our environment, and to our food security. But beyond all that, it is central to our identity. The Royal Welsh Show stands as a powerful reminder of that truth. It showcases excellence, encourages innovation, and strengthens the bond between us. It brings town and country together, offering a space where understanding can grow and where traditions can be celebrated and shared. So today, as we officially open this year's show, let us do so with pride in what's been achieved, with gratitude for those who make it possible, and with the confidence in the future of Welsh agriculture. Let us celebrate Brycheiniog, its people, its heritage, and its enduring contribution to our nation. Let us honour those who have led, those who serve, and those whose sacrifices have shaped the communities we cherish today. And above all, let us continue to support and champion the agricultural heart of Wales, ensuring that it remains strong, vibrant, and united for generations to come. It is with great honour I now officially declare the 2026 Royal Welsh Show open.
Yr uwch gapten Andrew Butcher yn agor y sioe yn swyddogol ar ran y Sir Nawdd, Brycheiniog, ac yn cyfeirio at y digwyddiad fel...
So Major Andrew Butcher, MB, has officially opened this year's Royal Welsh Show. Now let's return to the sheep ring. And here's Gerald and Emma once again.
Thank you, Gareth. We're back in the Dutch spotted ring and the Continental, and there's a young man there taking the prize that I know very well, Darren Whitcomb from Lloegr in Garthbrengi then. Over there by Brecon, so the Brecconshire winner, so I'm sure Gethin will be very, very pleased about that they...
Super ram lambs, Gerald.
Yes,
very
indeed,
well
to be
grown.
fair.
Leg on each corner.
To come to the top of a strong class that we have witnessed is very, very good, and I'm sure that he'll be looking forward to going further into the sections of the breed.
Yes.
When he becomes up against the senior ram, senior ewe lamb, yearling ram, so very, very nice sheep, to be fair to Darren.
Wel, diolch o galon I ti, Harry.
31 entries in this class of Ram Lambs.
Well, congratulations.
And
That's amazing.
just having a word with the winner.
2 red cards already.
Well, I know.
It's only Monday morning.
Well, we'll see.
He is massive.
Oh, he's a good top, yeah.
He's
happy with him.
really square and wide, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's nice, to be fair.
How many of these have you got?
About 35 views. So, yeah.
Well, you've had a good
trying.
start to the show. He might be dangerous in the Ram Lamb champion later on in the week as well.
You never know.
Good luck.
See how it goes. Cheers. Thank you.
Well, it's been a while since we've been in the main ring. Let's head there now and join Anwen.
Thank you, Gareth. We are coming back here now to the south end of the main ring, where we return to the conclusion of the ridden Section C Welsh ponies of cob type. We see our 2 judges there conferring. We spoke earlier about the ride judge, which was JC and Spraggett from Cotswolds, and then in that beautiful hat there is the confirmation judge, Nikki Aldershot-Glenn from Lancashire. She's judged several ponies all over the world and started riding at the age of 4. And there it does look like they have called the winner. And congratulations there goes to a very, very ecstatic Kate Pittman with the Popsters Duke of Gloucester. A novice pony this year in his first season under saddle. So congratulations to her. And then we'll go back to speak a little bit more about what these 2 judges were looking for. So the confirmation judge, Nikki Aldershot-Glenn, she started by purchasing an unregistered little black Section A from a local market up in Derby all those years ago, and that's what inspired her to progress with the Welsh ponies. And then she started progressing up the breeds to go up to the C's and D's, with her foundation pony being Cwm Madog Nepi. She qualified that pony for Hoys and Yorkshire and was very successfully placed. She also ended up buying a Craignant Express, a prolific stallion, who ended up having an unfortunate traumatic event and ended up having half gelding due to a tumour growth in his testicles. So quite an exciting life there that Nikki has led, and she's been judging on Welsh Pony and Cob Societies, NPSs and BSBSs all over the world. So she said that she wanted a true pony of cob type with quality combined with substance. And then JC and Spraggett, who was doing our ride, was, like we mentioned earlier, an accredited trainer and a qualified course builder. And her highlights are winning the lightweight hunter title at the Horse of the Year show. So as we see the lap of honour there, the winner, Kate Williams, who's won here so many times in the past, and another notch on the post for her with a novice pony, Popsters Duke of Gloucester, 1461. And in the second place then we had Danielle Heath with Ringside Gamekeeper. And we'll have a quick chat now with Kate and Hannah.
No, I know. I feel shaky, really. He's only a baby, and I had no expectations. I just wanted him to go around and go nice, and yeah, he's just a bit speechless.
Have you got a very busy week coming up? Because your family normally do.
Not as busy as usual.
A quiet one, but it started very well.
Yeah, very, very well. I'm over the moon. He was amazing, and she just told me he had 48 for rides, so that makes me really happy. And I also want to say thank you to Harrison, because he did a lot of schooling to make.
That's Harrison Taylor, of course, one of the producers from England. But no, you've done a fantastic job with this pony. He's had a very successful season. He was champion at Lampeter Stallion Show, and now he's come on. And he's been young stock champion here. So this pony has got a really bright future, now taking to the ridden. What's your plans for the rest of the year with him?
I don't really know. I was only taking it slow with him, and I was just aiming to come here and just have a nice ride. That was my aim for the year. So I don't know.
Well, you can just enjoy this feeling of being on cloud 9 for now. Many, many congratulations, and good luck for the rest of the week.
Thank you very much.
Well,
welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground. It's a glorious day here in Llanelwedd, and the weather is supposed to be very favourable for the rest of the show. Right, let's head over to the pig ring and we'll join Gerald, Emma and Llun.
Yes, thank you, Gareth. First visit of 2026 to the pig ring, and they're well into the show, into the classes, because obviously, as Emma alluded to earlier on, then that the weather is warm and they'd like to get a lot of it finished then before the day gets too warm for these pigs to be charging around in the ring.
Yes, the old pigs, they're not great fans of heat, are they?
No, they're not. A pig can't sweat, actually, which is why you will see a pig wallowing in mud or water. That's how they will keep cool. So they are, like you say, not fans of being out in the heat. So they play to the Royal Welsh. They schedule their classes to be done in the morning, and this class here then is class 1310, which is a gilt born between the 1st of July 25 and the 31st of December 2025. So young gilts here, and it really goes to show the sort of growth rates that you get in pigs then. So these are young gilts, and great class of pigs out in front of us here.
Yes, and as you said, these will be sort of the year-old and down, really, these young gilts. And
yes,
you mentioned about the pigs being exceptional growers. It's sort of testament to that they have such a quick turnover in terms of you've got your pork pigs that are really young.
Yes,
but then the size of these then, you know, it's colossal, the amount that they grow.
Reach mature size very quickly then. And
interesting to see your pigs don't sweat, but some of these handlers are certainly expiring quite a bit, aren't they?
I'd say the judge there is too.
And they ain't started yet, realistically. We haven't seen no comedy running about yet, but perhaps in the younger ones, the smaller pigs then.
Yeah, we get the teenagers out later.
Then.
Yeah. And
tremendous shape on these Welsh pigs now, isn't there? They've improved tremendous on terms of what they were.
Yes, no, they have, isn't it? It's one of those things about the quality of these pigs improving, the shape improving all the time, and that's a lot down to, you know, genetics. In terms of
yes, it is indeed. And to be fair, then we look at these pigs, they've got tremendous back ends, but look at the loin. The loin's right throughout the pig, isn't it? To be fair, then they have catered for the meat industry exceptionally well, haven't they?
They certainly are, and probably of all the sort of traditional breeds of pig,
indeed,
they are the closest to competing with a lot of these modern meat breeds, aren't they?
There is a lot of Welsh genetics in the back decades ago. Then they were breeding for commercial pigs. There would have been a lot of Welsh genetics in those commercial herds years ago, but as a pure breed they came very close to extinction, so credit to all the Welsh pig breeders and the society as well to bringing them back up in numbers. And it really is just shows how important breed societies across all animals, how important the societies are then in safeguarding breed genetics, essentially.
Certainly, when you consider that the end goal of these pigs is that sort of that carcass animal, and traditionally that is honed through crossbreeding and the sort of use of different genetics from different breeds. When people get hung up on doing that, it does put those pure breeds in danger, and it is, as you said, it's down to that breed society to secure the future of that purebred animal.
Absolutely, and it's wonderful to see this breed out in numbers here at the Royal Welsh Show. And a tremendous entry of gilts in this class, number 1310, and a real show of sheep for the judge there, Mr. David Hobbs, who's travelled from Dorset to judge today.
An unusual name for his farm, isn't it? Pound Farm. That's his purchase price many years ago.
Many years ago.
There's obviously a story to everything, Gerald, and you could well have hit the nail on the head. We might have to do a bit of Googling.
But he's got a bit of thinking to do yet.
We'll have to come back and have a look.
Yes.
A gwn ni weld yn y man. Gadw ni am y tro, diolch yw.
Na fo.
Dyma I chi rôl.
Well, this is our first visit to the food hall, which is quite busy from what I can see, and it is, of course, the hotspot for Welsh food and drink producers. And this week there will be about 80 different Welsh companies here with their stalls. And Nia is joined by Lloyd Henry, who is a school teacher in the Ysgol Gyfun Gwyr, the Gwyr Welsh Language High School on the outskirts of Swansea and the Gower. And he has, in recent years, been posting things on social media, as he is a cooking teacher and nourishment teacher, and he is hoping to encourage people to cook for themselves with fresh produce. And Rhys is just, Lloyd rather, is just referring to the fact that the variety of produce that's available in the food hall is quite big. And today he's going to be looking for something for a grazing platter. So he'll be looking for cheese, ham perhaps, and even ice cream. And it's the ideal weather for ice cream today, of course.
Grazing boards yn bethau eitha ffasiynol yn dydyn nhw.
And Nia's just mentioned the fact that grazing boards have become quite fashionable. And the most important thing as far as a grazing board is concerned is the variety that you can, when you can place with various types of chutneys and sauces, etc. as well. And he is just mentioning the fact that that coffee stall has gone hand in hand with a rum company, so they've got a rum-flavoured coffee. No doubt we'll be visiting that stall at a later date. And he is just asking Lloyd, where did your enthusiasm for food come from? Well, as you can see, I love eating, and I have travelled quite a bit around the world, and to see the pride that people have in their own traditional foods is something that I have a great interest in. A gluten stall here, gluten-free food, of course, and that's become more and more so popular. Nia was just asking, how popular are the cookery classes within school and the curriculum these days? And according to Lloyd, they're very, very popular because people want to educate themselves. They they want to know more about the food that they're eating. There are health issues involved as well. And this element of getting the family to cook together, that's become more popular over the years. And in times gone by, people might sit in front of the television with a tray, whereas now it's become more popular to sit around the table and enjoy the meal together as a family. Yeah, that Chocoberry fizz has drawn Nia's attention, but we'll be there later on.
Fat bottom Welsh cakes.
And they're just having a little wander around the food hall to see the variety of produce that's available at this year's Royal Welsh Show. Just to give you a flavour of what is available here. And as Nia was saying, there are about 80 companies here showing their produce. So, back to the greasing platter. Ham, some kind of meat, cheese, preserves, chutney. So Lloyd is going to wander around himself and choose exactly what he wants to put on his greasing platter.
Chi'n iawn? Good? Good? Yeah, edrych ymlaen at y sioe. Da, dwi'n siŵr. Ti di dewis? Welsh not language.
Gower preserves. Sweet and sour chutneys and sauces available. What's Nia gone from here? In this weather, what do you need? Mediterranean chutney. Perfect.
Môr y canoldir yma yn Llanelwedd. Diolch I ti ymlaen o'r siopa, paid I gwario gormod.
Wel, am bolai.
Diolch yn fawr. Diolch. Sioe dda I chi.
Wel, dyma I chi ddosbarth eithriadol.
Right, let's head back to the cattle ring and let's rejoin Gerald. Who's with you, Llun?
Thank you, Gareth. Native breed of Wales. Our first visit in the Welsh Blacks. Always very, very popular breed right throughout the show-in ring, and none stronger than here, as we can witness.
Yes,
in the Royal Welsh Show.
The depth of quality in this class is absolutely phenomenal. And well, and if we can't showcase our native breed in our own country to a strong audience and a great degree, where are we going to do it, isn't it? And
you were quite right, and on this for William the 14th comes to the top there.
Yes, taking the win, and we'll hopefully see him again later in the championship.
Well, then man a Gylch moch a gystadlu.
Yeah, so we rejoined the pigs. I'd like to hope it's the conclusion of the class that we were looking at earlier.
Yes, the Gylch born between the 1st of July 25 and 31st of December 2025.
Really can't.
In terms of the gap then of the actual age then of 5 months then, there isn't much variation in these particular pigs considering the actual rate they do grow. So they must have reached just about maturity, have they?
Yes, yes. And I think when they were younger, they would have been you would have seen the difference would have been more significant.
Say they're on a level playing field now in the middle of July, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. It's a bit like kids in school. By the time they get to the end, you can't see much of a difference between them.
Tremendous strength, though. Tremendous strength of pigs, though, weren't they?
Absolutely. And 9 entries in this class, which is fabulous to see.
To the people.
Yes, and you mentioned that there, Gerald, and there is a spread of age, and you know, between July and October throughout the class. So to see that there isn't that sort of difference in size is exceptional, really, isn't it?
That's right. And there we go. He's made his choice.
Handing the rosette out, and the winner is number 7113, Emily Paddock.
Good start to the show.
And the Gylch is Llun Glamorous 10. And, a great start to the pig show. And there we go. Card being handed there to Karina Taylor from Hideaway Emma from Pembrokeshire. They are here with several breeds of pig. And I'm sure we'll see them again during the week here. And credit to all the animals and all the exhibitors in the pig ring this morning. And we'll be back again to see some more.
Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground, and we're going to head now off to the sheep ring, and here's Emma with Gerald.
Thank you, Gareth. Yes, back in the sheep ring, but a bit of a change of breed now, and we've got some native breeds, and we're joining the Kerry Hill class, which is lovely to see, and tremendous numbers entered in the Kerry Hill section this year, so it's always great to see some of the not rarer breeds but more traditional breeds then coming out in force here at the Royal Welsh, and we're joining the yearling ewe class, Gerald.
Yes, indeed, and we've alluded to these in many years, just a little bit like the Aberystwyth Speckled, isn't it? You know, the Hardy Speckled, like they're very nice showy sheep.
Oh.
And this is an outstanding show of yearling ewes, indeed, to be fair. Then,
yes, 26 entered in the catalogue,
give
Gerald.
credit to the breed.
Yeah.
And, Kerry Hill, obviously, then is not too far from here as well.
No.
And, very attractive, smart sheep. That a distinctive sheep. You wouldn't have too much problems in identifying these, would you? And very nice. And 26 yearling ewes in the class here is testament to the breed themselves, and probably call the Kerry Hill a dual breed, realistically. You know, putting them on the Blueface Leicester on these, you get some tremendous smart mule ewes, and obviously they're a meat sheep themselves. They're quite a hardy sheep, for even though they're classed as a lowland sheep, they're still very hard sheep, and can survive in the title in Kerry Hills, isn't it?
Yes, it's slightly tougher conditions, isn't it? And good frame on them as well, and very showy, as you said. Look at this one here now.
Please look at me, isn't
oh
it?
Yes, absolutely, an eye-catching breed.
Very proud sort of sheep breed in terms of you will not find any black in the wool of these, and their wool is very good quality, and
interbreed champion in a doi, you know, so
distinct black eyes and black ears and black point of the nose. So
So do you know, Gerald, you mentioned no black there in the wool of these. Is that something that's outlawed in the herd book? Or
I'm not too sure on that, Llun, but I know that they were like renowned for producing very good quality, and as I alluded to earlier on in my lifetime, I show a lot of these sheep, and the quality of wool was exceptionally. It's not as fine as, say, the Blueface Leicesters and that of top quality, but it would be one of the most sought after as of native breeds of wool. And as many years ago, then the wool quality was paramount in terms of getting paid for quality wool. Things have changed dramatically since then through synthetic products, of which have taken a lot of the wool custom out. Like so, no, as you can see here, every sheep in here would be white and predominantly white, like right throughout. And obviously, then if you had black spots in the wool as of years ago, it would devalue it, like, isn't it? So. And so very attractive yearling ewe here on display in terms. I should imagine won't be too far from the prizes, but I think this judge has got a long way to go in terms of assessing every individual animal in this class. So
the judge is Mr. Will Evans from Pembrokeshire, and he's been coming here since he was, well, he's not very old now, since he was a very young lad, showing his Kerry Hills, and he has obviously been honoured with the job of judging these Kerry Hills, and I think with 25 of these lovely ewes in front of him, he's probably wondering why he accepted the job.
I would go down that road, yes indeed, but to be fair then, if you've got a good class of sheep in front of you, well, actually it makes the job, I know it sounds silly, but you have to handle every actual animal, but you've got some very good animals in that number of sheep, haven't you?
Absolutely.
I'd certainly agree there, Gerald. The deeper and stronger the class, the more sort of pleasure you take from putting them in the order you prefer.
That's quite right. So, testament to the handlers here. These sheep are all very well behaved for a hill breed.
Yes.
To be fair then.
Because they're not haltered.
No.
And indeed, Mr. Will Evans has a fair bit of work left to do. Looks like he's just making the first of his lineups.
Actual judging, we'll have to come back in a little while and hopefully see the conclusion of this particular class.
Absolutely.
Well, as you know, you can watch everything from the show across S4C's platforms. There's live coverage on the S4C channel between 9 and 5 every day. And everything is also available on Click, BBC iPlayer, Facebook, YouTube, and our website, including live streams from the main ring. From 8 o'clock each morning, you can even follow the horse competitions on their own, with dedicated streams from the North, Midland, South rings. All platforms offer an English language option. And this year, we'll also be streaming the main Beef Cattle Championship competitions on Monday and Tuesday afternoons, along with the coverage from the cheering shed from Monday to Wednesday. It's all available on S4C's platforms. And don't forget the highlights every night at 9 o'clock. Right, we're heading off to the main ring, and here's Anwen once again.
Thank you, Gareth. We're back at the north end of the main ring, where we saw the conclusion of the RORs, and we've now moved into the hunter section. So we've got two brand new judges for you today. Mr. William Moran from Tyne and Weir doing the confirmation, and Sarah Chapman doing the ride from Powys near Llanidloes. So we are in the small hunter class here, so they are for ponies exceeding 148 centimetres but not exceeding 152 centimetres, which in the old-fashioned would have been 15.2, otherwise known as the small hunters. So they're basically a mini version of what we'll see later on in the hunter champion classes. And it looks like we do have a winner here. The hat is off. Mr. Billy Moran there taking over the rosettes to our winner, 1571, owned by Lauren Rees. Borderfield's Mr. Titan, a winner here in the past, so ridden here today by Jessica Pritchard, and congratulations to her. She's regained her title. So the horse is by the decorated Balfour Whisper, so a prolific winner, and a big smile there on Jessica's face. And in second place there we see Bobby Thomas from Carmarthenshire with Mahong, bred by Rosita Hammer, ridden by Bobby in the ring today, sired by Amazing Jigsaw out of Justine Case. So congratulations to Bobby. And then in third place we see there is Charlotte Owen with Chloe at the ride today on Tar Dauntless, bred by Charlotte herself and sired by Trynewyn Lydian out of Tar Rosemary. And she was second here last year and also was qualified for Horse of the Year show a few years ago, and a winner in the London International show as well. So congratulations to the top three there. Just out of shot you'll see just a little snippet of a grey horse. That's in fourth, and that's our local Carmarthenshire girl, Tori Thomas, the late David Thomas's horse, Maishol Mai Tai. So congratulations to Tori there on being fourth, and we see here now Mr. Borderfield's Mr. Titan having his lovely lap of honour, showing you what a pinnacle of a small hunter should be. A miniature version of a hunter, quality, class, covering the ground, a nice little extension there. And congratulations to all of the connections. And I'm hoping now that we will have a interview with Hannah. Here we are.
And you have won the same class as you won last year. How are you feeling up there?
I think it's definitely better second time round. I was drawn fourth, and he went lovely. He went as well as last year, and yeah, I think probably the ride won him through. But like, so delighted. And Lauren, my friend, owns him with her husband Gareth Rees, and they farm in Wenvo. So yeah, fantastic.
a real family affair then? Because, of course, you said you were pulled in fourth, and then you do just hand the reins over to the judge, and it's in the lap of the gods then, isn't it? But this boy certainly knew what he was doing.
Honestly, I'm so chuffed with him. Like, he was so good. To come back a second year and he knows what the atmosphere is like, he's more settled again. He just really enjoys it here. So, hi, Granny.
Can't ask for any more than that. Well, pob lwc yn y pencampwriaeth. Good luck in the championship. A llongyfarchiadau.
Let's do that again, don't I? Thank you. Thanks very much.
Wel, ni wedi mlwybro draw I...
Welcome back, and we'll head over straight to the cattle ring and join Llun and Gerald.
Yes, thank you, Gareth. Another native breed on display, Llun, in terms of the beef shorthorn.
Yes, we've been waxing lyrical about these native breeds and having featured some Herefords and Welsh Blacks already, and here's another one that's had a very big resurgence of recent years.
Yes, indeed, to be fair, they have come quite strong, yes. We, and myself going around the markets a little bit then, seeing a lot of dairy people now have been using beef shorthorn on the Frisian cows to produce beef cattle, and
certainly, and I think a lot of that comes back to some of these accredited schemes, the premium schemes that that we've been talking about. There's obviously one specifically for beef shorthorn cattle as well, and it has helped gain the resurgence in the breed as well. And also from a professional perspective, in terms of work, we also now classify these in terms of conformation and structure, which I think is part of a program they're trying to do to improve the overall conformation of these animals and sort of standardise the breed in terms of aiming in a direction as well, in terms of having a continuity through the breed as well.
Yeah, the direction then, as we alluded to in the thing, is like fattening off grass.
Well, certainly,
and
yeah.
Of natural products which we as hill farmers and beef farmers can source ourselves then.
Certainly, and in doing that, what they're trying to achieve is an animal that conforms well in terms of structure, having a strong spine, that strong rump structure and sound legs and feet. And I think if you're going to achieve that sort of conformation and finish off grass, you need an animal that is nimble and able to cover ground and get to forage as well.
And another thing is then that the conformation then obviously is never going to be as excessive as our continental friends in the Limbs, Blues and Charleries and whatever. But a lot of that has come down to the fact that this particular cow in short, you know, is a tremendous loin, isn't she?
Well, certainly, Gerald, that's the thing.
And that's where the quality product is,
the loin length is part of where the quality product is. If we think about eating habits nowadays, I think you could draw the line across an animal in a little different shape than we used to. You know, it used to be the back end and the loin was what paid the money. But nowadays, a lot of what is eaten is the loin and a lot of that front part in sort of mince and stuff as well. Because what the public are eating is slightly different to what it used to be. Less joints, more sort of processed, if you like, you know, minced meat being consumed as well, faster cooking, things that are easier to turn your hand to, and then those steaks, the top half of that animal also sort of sit in that as well.
There's a prime example of the tremendous line in that cow.
Yeah, it is, isn't
good
it just
top line in that cow, isn't it?
Full and
they're very, very good full
hard.
cows, aren't they? These cows have improved tremendous.
Well, certainly, and when you look at the way this animal walks as well, what I was mentioning about improving or sustaining good locomotion and shape while you try and move towards that length and shape of animal, this animal moves so well. You know, she's so nimble and moves very, very handy across the ground.
And another thing it is that being disrespectful perhaps to the continental breeds, but look at the quantity of milk that this cow has got to be able to produce her calf, whereas a lot of the continental cross cows then, and crossbred cows especially, then have not a lot of milk, and therefore they rely on the bag to actually finish their calves, don't they?
Certainly, Gerald.
You know, these cows, suckle these cows till 9-10 months of age, will have done exceptionally well, won't they?
And you know, I know these animals have been retained closer to home to be turned out for the show. But this is a breed you will find a lot of these turned out on a hill,
yes, indeed,
doing a calf well for 9 to 10 months with no concentrate feeding, eating what is sort of
what's available,
highland forage, really, you know, higher ground, yes, and they'll do these calves just this well. You know, it's just testament.
There is sort of a saying in the farming world, and the animals are supposed to keep us, not us keep them, isn't it?
Well, certainly,
and I think
so.
This is a real testament that these particular cows here then have exceptional good quality milk.
We'll hopefully
we'll have to come back later
glass
on and find out.
Croeso cynnes nôl I chi at Gylch y Dyfed. Fyne a Anthony John.
It's only a short skip and a hop from the cattle ring to the sheep ring. That's where we're heading next, so we'll stay with Gerald, and he's with Emma.
Thank you, Gareth.
Yep. We are back in with the Kerrys, and it looks like the judge, Mr. Will Evans, has had a bit of sort out, Gerald. I'd say, are we at the semi-final stage now or quarter-finals? There's still quite a few in the mix, isn't there?
What are we talking, 10 left in here? So I'd say he's probably up.
Oh, but he's got a red card in his hand.
There we go, and it is the Owen family, I believe, that has taken the red rosette.
Yes, Eleanor Owens there with the winner.
Sa'n meddwl mae hon wedi cael ei meiddio
And in second place...
myself a bit of good here. I think I picked that one out earlier on, didn't I?
And
very attractive, smart, stunning.
William Llun in second place. Super sheep, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Very, very smart.
And turned out
impeccably.
Yes. So the young lady will be delighted. Obviously, we'll be moving on as all these classes do eventually get to championships. So
It means a lot, I'm sure.
good start to the show for the young lady to come forward and compete later on.
It's been my dream to breed a Royal Welsh winner here. Yeah.
And how was it up in the Yorkshire?
That was good. We've not had a lot of time to prepare to come here. I'm just glad that she's not too tired and she's sparkled today.
Both of you are sharp and sparkling, I'd say.
I did have quite an early night last night, which makes a change for me.
Yeah, I think you need it after everything you've done recently. The Highland, the Yorkshire and here.
It's been a marathon.
Well done, you missus. Good
Thank
luck
you.
later on.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Wel, da ni'n cyrraedd pen llanw'r cystadlu yn adran y moch Cymreig. Hugh Williams wedi bod yn cadw...
Well, we've been in the pig ring quite a few times already, and that's where we're heading next. So it's back to the terrible trio, Llun, Emma and Gerald.
Thank you. Yes, we are joining the female championship for the Welsh pig. So out here then we will have winners of the different female sections competing for overall best female pig.
Yes, as Emma's alluded to, we've got each of the class winners from the various female classes throughout the morning that are contesting for the female championship.
Oh, there we go, and it's number 7122 who's taken it, which is the Gylch, born in 2026 from Myrddin James.
Yes, the Gylch being Iron Daffodil 3.
Myrddin James a roi'r cwts mawr iddi fyna, mae o'n hapus iawn drosti.
And super young Gylch there.
Wych iawn.
Really lovely pig.
And I think going back to what we just was talking about earlier in terms of growth rate, this little gilt was born in January.
Gosh.
So an exceptional growth rate and
6
size.
months old.
And
we'll be back later for more.
A ddwn ni nôl ar gyfer y prif bencampwriaeth.
I'r dim. Welcome back on a glorious day here at the Royal Welsh Showground in Llanelwedd. Day 1 of 4. And we're heading off to the cattle ring, and we'll join Gerald and Llun.
Yes, we're back in the good class that we were watching earlier on, Llun, of this beef short-horn cow. And we've alluded to that they are an exceptional good bunch of cows, and the judge has his work certainly cut out to adjudicate this particular bunch.
Oh, certainly. So the judge for the day then, we never got around to introducing him earlier, Simon Bradley Farmer, who's based in Berkshire now, but a well-travelled man. He has been involved with beef short-horn cattle since 2004, when he put together the Meon Hill and Meon Side herds. Since then he's developed various herds for various employers alongside his partner Tina as well, and currently they're based in Berkshire, running Sheepdrove Organic Farm, which has 70 pedigree beef short-horn cattle, 1,200 ewes and 700 acres of organic cereal. So he's a man with a knowledge across the whole of the industry, and has proved great success within the beef short-horn breed. So even though we're saying that he's got his work cut out, I'd say he's quite well qualified for the job.
Well, I'm glad to hear that then, and but he has a good bunch of cows to sort out as well, doesn't he?
Certainly has.
There isn't a bad one in that ring in my eyes anyway. They're a very, very good bunch of cows.
No, and I think what you mentioned earlier as well is when you look at the milk that these are offering, some of these calves, how well these calves are doing, they are proper maternal cows as well. And that's what we've got to remember about a lot of these native breeds. They are very, very maternal based cows as well. So it looks like we have a decision anyway.
Price.
Yes, number 3372 is taking it.
Yes, Esill Price there from Llwyn Howell in near Llanillar there. They've proven a lot of success with these beef short-horns the last few years in the show. And as you see on screen there, Llwyn Howell Tulip Muster is the name of the winning cow. Yeah, exceptional animal.
Wel, mae'r llwyddiant wedi cychwyn yn gynnar. Mae wedi.
Yes, we featured the Llwyn Howell family many times, haven't we, and been in the top end of these beef short-horn classes, haven't they? And
certainly,
to them to come to the top of this class is great testament to their breeding and
yes, blazing a trail
of animals. So I actually look forward to seeing the championship of this, because it will be a good cow what we've seen. So let's hope we see what there's equally as good a bull and younger heifers and whatever coming forward, but we'll have to wait a little bit later to find out.
Pob lwc I chi, boys.
Diolch yn fawr.
Mwy o gystadlu I ddod.
Mwy o gystadlu.
Welwn I chi nes blaen. Da iawn wir.
Well, it's getting busier here at the showground, and just to remind you, we will be broadcasting today until 6 o'clock this evening, and that's because later today the Hawkston Choir, who won the final of the 2026 Britain's Got Talent programme, they will be in the main ring performing around the 5:30 time, we believe. And Nia now is joining Aled Wyn-Davies and Aled Griffiths, two members of the Hawkston Choir. And Aled Wyn just admitted that they're out of their comfort zone at the moment, because they're part of a cooking display, and Elwen Roberts is doing her best to keep some kind of order in the kitchen, and the prep work has been done already. And well, Aled Griffiths is just mentioning that the knives he's been using here are sharper than the ones that they have at home. And Nia's just saying it's a very special day for the Hawkston Choir, and they've been invited to sing at the Royal Welsh Show, and it's the first time they have had the opportunity to perform live in Wales, and they're about to go into the studio to record their first album. And apparently they're going to real world studios where people like Adele have recorded in the past. No, we're not going to see Adele around the Royal Welsh Showground today. But these, both Aled Griffiths and Aled Wyn Davies, are very familiar with the Royal Welsh Showground, of course, for the fact that the choir is here singing today is a privilege, really. And they're just saying that they have never performed in Wales before, and some members of the choir are obviously in the audience. So at least there'll be 3 members of the choir in the showground. And of course, it's an opportunity to welcome our fellow members of the choir, not only to the Royal Welsh Showground, but also to Wales as well. Yes, don't neglect the cooking, boys.
Ddoniol ydy, mae'r pawb o'r côr yn edrych ymlaen mwy ddod I ganu yn y sioe, a mae nhw'n fynd i'r studio.
Well, that's interesting. Alice just saying, funnily enough, the members of the choir are looking forward more so to singing in the Royal Welsh Show than they are to going into the studio to record the album. It's what's it going to feel like being in that main ring when the place is absolutely packed and you're about to sing? Well, we have got a bit of a surprise, but I'm not going to reveal exactly what we've got in store. You'll have to wait and see. Don't worry, he's not going to do the full Monty or anything like that. Come on, give us a clue. Well, as we are here in Wales, we thought it'd be a nice idea to sing something in Welsh, of course. So you'll have to wait and see what we're going to sing. We've been teaching our friends in the choir to sing in Welsh, and some of them have fair play, are doing very, very well. So we will see Aled Griffiths and Aled Wyn Davies later on this afternoon. As I said, the Hawkston Choir will be performing live here at the Royal Welsh Showground. Right. Well, I did mention that they'd be appearing in the main ring later on, but at the moment, we're with the horses and it's back to Anwen.
Thank you, Gareth. Yes, we're still up at this north end of the ring, and we've progressed now onto class 143, which is the small hunters, not exceeding 152, the old-fashioned 15-2, but these are only 4-year-olds. So we saw the class earlier, which was for open any age. These are specifically for 4-year-olds. There's only 3 forward, so quite a challenge for some of these young horses to perform in this ring. They've only recently been broken and brought on, so it's quite a big step to bring into this atmosphere and expect them to perform. And our judges for today, Mr. Billy Moran and Sarah Chapman, have already had a chance to judge them individually, so now they're just having the deliberations as to who they wish to place in the top red card position. So they've asked them now to do a final walk around, just to have a final look on things. So these are, again, like mentioned, small hunters, so they only reach 15-2. And they will progress on to being open horses eventually. It's not very often we see classes for specific 4-year-olds, so this is an initiative that the Royal Welsh have introduced. The steward's hat is off, so it does look like they have made a final decision, and I will just wait now to see who they pull in before I make my final confirmation. But Billy Moran, originally not from a farming horsey background, he runs a family farm, a butchery and a farm shop. So quite a change for him to step into horses, but I think that was due to his late wife Joanne. She was a show jumper and she helped him catch the showing bug. So there we are. We see the ride judge, Sarah Chapman from Llanidloes, presenting the winner here with the rosette 1577, and that is Zara Owen with Bassimore Fantasy. Bred by C. Wright, ridden by Zara today, sired by Future Illusion, out of Bassimore, Queensland. And then in second place, we see there is Leo Bowen, is Vincenzo II, and in the saddle today is his daughter Olivia, so congratulations to them. And then in third we see Katie Duck with Maes Mynach High Spirit, bred by the Maes Mynach stud in Ceredigion, ridden by Katie today, sired by Maes Mynach Free Spirit, out of Maes Mynach Divine. So congratulations go there to Zara Owen with that beautiful 4-year-old, elegant mover there, with a beautiful cadence in that trot. So congratulations to her, and let's see if we will have an interview with Hannah. Here we are.
I refer to you as the Queen of Hunters, and you are keeping that title strong, winning the 4-year-old class here at the Royal Welsh. How pleased are you with this horse?
Oh, I'm absolutely delighted. He's my own horse. I've only ever had him out once before at 3 counties, so it was a big ask for him to come here today, so I'm really proud of him.
And of course the judge rode as well, which is quite unusual in the 4-year-olds, but he gave her a lovely ride to take home the red rosette. Have you got more coming? Because normally you're in and out like a yo-yo.
No, not today. I only brought the one hunter. I've just got a cob a bit later on, so nice quiet day today.
That is a very nice quiet day for you. Well, many congratulations. You will have a championship later, I believe. So yes, llongyfarchiadau a pob lwc.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Welcome back to the showground at Llanelwydd, and it's getting really, really busy here, as you can see. And there's plenty going on in all the rings at the moment, the horse ring, the main ring, the cattle ring and the sheep ring. But we're heading now for the pig ring, and we'll rejoin Gerald, Emma and Llun.
Thank you, Gareth. We're back for another visit. As we stated earlier on then, the pig classes have been featured this morning because of the weather conditions, and we got the championship of the Welsh pigs on display.
Yes, so we have the champion and reserve of each breed, although I can only see the young boar at the moment, super young boar. We've been following the females. It's the first time we've seen any of the males there. Lovely young boar.
Very wide, that little Gylch in the corner, isn't she? As we stated earlier, she's only 6 months old. She's extremely wide.
Yeah,
well, stand by there.
Older Gylch there.
She obviously
living in hope.
She obviously walked away with the reserve.
Yeah, living in hope. That's what she's doing.
Yes.
In other championships, you would have the reserve at the side of the ring, but much harder with pigs. So they will put them in together then. So with any of the championships this week, if the champion female takes the overall champion, the reserve female will come in for a shot at overall reserve as well then, and likewise if the male takes it, the reserve male comes forward as well then. The judge there now, just having some last minute deliberations by the look of it. He's got the card there.
That's the steward that's there actually.
Geraint Owen, isn't it?
Geraint Owens, yes.
Right, okay.
Yes, well known in the pig world. Geraint and Joyce have stewarded you for years and exhibited you in the past as well, with great success as well.
Super Cup there as well, which will be handed to the Welsh pig champion.
Yeah, so there's that 6-month-old Gylch there just sneaking around for another quick glance at the judge.
Yeah, we're
Aaron Daffodil.
Oh, so she has been awarded the championship.
Well, it looks like he hasn't made any, because I believe he is the owner of
the... Yes, that is Myrddin,
yes.
The owner of the young Gylch, Aaron Daffodil then.
Myrddin James, mae'n dyn hapus iawn yn cario'r cwpan draw yna.
Yes, so it obviously went to the Gylch, so
So the reserve then will be contested between the champion male.
Well, actually, he's awarded the reserve already to the champion boar, isn't he?
I believe he has there, yes.
Yeah, so he made his decision up, say, do 2 decisions in one, realistically, then, didn't he?
Certainly.
Diolch yn iawn. Mwynhau'r sioe ac o'n i sgwrs eto falle.
Welwn chi cyn diwedd wrsos.
Diolch yw.
Diolch yn iawn.
Perhaps Mr. Owen will be able to get a new coat now.
And here we are.
Perhaps this is lucky coat then, perhaps, is it?
Yeah, potentially.
Oedd hi'n sioc?
Wel, oedd y Gylch wedi ennill wsnodd i disanw'n dwytha.
Yn lle oedd hynny?
Yn TV Side.
O, right.
Oedd hi'n cael bach o dysgu bach oed, wel. Ond o'n i'n meddwl bod hi'n mynd I fod fan hyn.
So the young Gylch there won champion at TV Side show a week last Saturday, but he was still quite surprised to have taken the win today, so congratulations to him.
Pallo ddim yn hwyliau. Mae peth hyn yn digwydd, na beth eisiau wan.
Ond dio ddim bwys achos mae'r garden coch wedi gyrraedd.
Garden a reserve ar Bath Lane.
Erbyn y diwedd na, oedd hi'n fatha rhyw sioe Myrddin James braidd?
Well, wi'n bod.
Yes, so he was fortunate enough to take reserve with his boar as well.
So ni wedi bod â gilydd yn siarad ymal.
Do.
Ond ni'n mynd I bolan fan hyn.
Na do, ysgafon, ti di cyrraedd y brig go iawn fan hyn wan. Dal I fynd neu reteirio ar y top I ddiwan?
Aaron just asking if was he going to retire while he was at the top, and he says no, he didn't think he will ever retire. And some wise words there. He says that you have to be paid to lose as well before you deserve a win. And that's quite true, isn't it?
That is. I think it's a great lesson right the way through when you're showing, you have to be able to lose gracefully and learn. Sometimes learn from your losses to see where you need to improve to get to the top.
Roy Sioned in charge.
He said that's the best decision he made was to put Sioned in charge.
Oh, it's excellent. But no fun.
And he says he's looking forward to the pairs competition as well. So the young Gylch and Bore will come back for that. So still lots of competitions to look forward to in the pig ring, and we look forward to rejoining them again.
Wel, dwi wedi mentro draw at y gwartheg.
So yes, we step back towards the cattle ring, and it looks in the background as if we're featuring some limbers and cattle for the first time today. So the first of our continental breeds that we've sort of mentioned them in passing, haven't we? Whilst we've talked about some of the native breeds, Gerald. So yes, the first of those classes in front of us now with these limbers and bulls.
Yes, indeed. Not quite strength in numbers as we've seen in the native breed. So,
ac yn gweld yn gweithio yn dda.
Still the quality, I'm sure. They look three very well muscular, attractive red animals, aren't they?
Yes, certainly are. And again, quite that tight age range here. These are bulls born between the 1st of January 25 and the 31st of March 25. So quite the variety of size for three bulls that are so close to each other in age. But yeah, so no, sorry, apologies. This isn't the class. This is then the Junior Bull Championship. Apologies for giving everybody at home the wrong information there. So yeah, this is a special class for the best junior bull in the Limousin section.
Dyfan James a wedyn dau darog yn papol yma'r ail at y yma.
So these will have come from each of the young bull classes here today, representing the Limousin breed. And this bull will have to have been born after the 1st of January 2025.
Just 2 blynedd yn ôl wan. Wedyn dyn ni dechrau cael lloiad arfo wan wedyn. Na, maen nhw'n breidio'r stoc o ddifri.
You can see we've skipped the preliminaries then, and we're into the, like you stated, the Junior Bull Champion, and it's 3-1-6-8.
Yes, so 3-1-6-8 tapped out champion for Dyfan and Carol James of Cowen Limousines, Rayon, their son there on the halter. So this young bull,
Newcastle Emlyn then,
yes, certainly yes. Cowen Action Man, they've proven great success with these Limousin cattle. They've got tremendous herd of Limousins down there in Newcastle Emlyn, I believe Couple 1 possibly, or Brynnew 1 if I'm right, down there, and yeah, renowned for the quality of the Limousin stock, and a strapping good bull coming to the fore there. So he did actually win the class for bulls between the 1st of January and the 31st of March 25. So the oldest of the three bulls that was eligible for this section, having won his class previously today.
You see then the gentleman that just tapped that bull out is Mr. Chris Penny. They run a lot of limousines themselves there in North Powys then in the
females yma.
Pedigree herd of themselves.
Mae'n ambell I hen darw mawr ma fyd yn doedd?
Oes, oes. Nes I golli gyda'r dydd cyntaf.
I'm in partnership with his brother Nigel.
Na, maen nhw safon uchel iawn.
Dyn wir. Arbennig, ond dyna ni te, nôl at y canlyniad, dyma'r tarw buddigol i'r dosbarth.
Yes, so congratulations to Dyfan and Carol James, the family, on their win with Cowen Action Man there, and we'll rejoin the cattle ring later.
We're from the cattle ring back to the sheep ring. In the background we can see the Dutch spotted, but we're not quite too sure what
we're going to be
going to feature.
We're going to be joining something a little different to the Dutch spotted, but still black and white. We're going to be joining the Balwens, Gerald.
Oh, indeed. Size down, size smaller, size harder. Very showy little sheep the Balwens are then, and featured a lot in the smallholder shows as well, don't they? And
yeah, see them a lot in the Lloyd family trio competition as well, and very popular with young exhibitors as well, aren't they, the Balwens?
That's quite right. And
so the class we're joining is number 884, which is the yearling U class. So Mainir just speaking to the side to Mr. Geraint Jones High View, and he's very proud his son is judging this year, and they are well known breeders of the Balwens and also of the badgers, the Torwen badgers as well.
Interesting then, the white tail, white socks, they have to be unbroken, am I correct? And the white blaze, isn't it, from the point of the nose up over the top of the head has to be unbroken. Yes. So a lot of little interesting features actually in the presence of the sheep without actually being judged on other aspects in confirmation and whatever. So yeah.
And it looks like we're going straight to the winner, which is 4637 from Aline Davis, and bred by the exhibitor, although that wouldn't be Aline Davis showing there.
In third place then, I know that gentleman is Alec Grukot.
Yes, we see him a lot at the Winter Fair, don't we, Gerald?
Him showing a lot of sheep over the years, and we here in the show, yes.
A chi wedi cael, fel teulu, mae wedi bod yn amser anodd I chi rhwng popeth. Chi wedi cael cwpl o flynyddoedd caled, ond...
Wel, oeddi gath I fod...
The yearling U will feature again, as we stated, right through to the championship first of the overall Balwen Championship, and...
Mae e'n bictiwr war y teg I fe, a wedi gwneud gwaith neilltuol.
Hardy little attractive sheep.
Diolch yn fawr, Geraint.
Yes. Tough little sheep. And Mainir.
O Abertawe.
Just going to have a word with the winner, Lowry.
A dyma hi nawr yn ennill fan hyn y garden goch. Wel, llongwyrchiadau ti!
Diolch yn fawr.
Ie, sio ti'n teimlo ne?
Surreal. Ie, tro cyntaf cael carden goch yn ar y llwyfan hyn anyway. So, ie, mae'n meddwl lot. Yeah.
Fi'n gweld ti'n emosiynol!
Lack of sleep fi'n credu yma.
Ai fe, y pressure fe?
Ie.
Dim yfed dim?
Na, dim yfed, na, dim ond dŵr.
Mae llongwyrchiadau mor iawn I ti.
Diolch.
Joia.
Diolch.
Yn rhan ddeheuol y Prif Gylch, mae'r adran...
Welcome back to the showground at Llanelwydd, and we're going to head straight off to the main ring and join Anwen.
Thank you very much, Gareth. So now we are back at the south end of the ring, where we see the first of the Welsh cob ridden classes. And these are for the geldings 4-year-old and over. So a strong class of entries for this year. 37 were entered. We've missed the go-round, so I'm not entirely sure how many were actually forward, and I believe they've not kept all of them in. But our judges for today is Mr. Gary Parr from Avon Lodge all the way up in Yorkshire. He is doing the ride. And for the confirmation, we have a local, Miss Catherine Bigley from Old Mill Barn down in Herefordshire. So two very accomplished judges. And Catherine has judged all over the world, and America, Canada, Australia, and previously judged Hoy's qualifiers here at the Royal Welsh. So, and she says she's looking for a Welsh cob that sits up and looks like it's enjoying itself and covering the ground. And then Gary, who's worked in TV and film for many years, he has been working on projects such as the Devil's Horseman. So quite a array of skills to his past. He's predominantly shown in the hunter classes and cobs and some riding horses. And he has ridden some Section Ds here at the Royal Welsh a few years ago. So he says he wants them to be going forward, and that takes him rather than him having to kick, but he wants them to be mannerly and soft. So he's got quite a task ahead of him here. So in the geldings, these are all geldings. Looks like they have come to a decision, like he's signing the marks there. So as mentioned in the Cs, some of you might not have been with us earlier this morning. This is judged 50 marks on confirmation, 50 marks on the ride. Then the marks are added up to make the final score. So the judges themselves, they did their initial pull and what they liked and the types that they wanted, but the marks basically determine the final placings. So quite a nervous time for some of these riders here to whether they will stay in the positions that they were initially pulled, or whether they will be a complete juggle around as to where we finally finish. But Catherine, the confirmation judge, she's from the local stud of Llanarth stud, daughter of Anne and the late Len Bigley, who was a prolific judge in his time. And she used to ride ponies and used to qualify Horse of the Year show as well as a Royal Welsh champion and Supreme Champion at the Winter Fair, and now she breeds the Section Bs and the Section Ds, and it does look like we have pulled forward a winner. So congratulations there go to Sarah Parker with Llyn Helig Mr Jones. Now this one has been produced by Sarah for a few years and was recently gelded, and that's because she wants her son Owen to share the ride with her. So congratulations to Sarah. And then pulled in second there, we have Claire Hopes, Mathro Deo with Eleanor Hope, her daughter, riding today. He himself has been a successful pony in this class over the years. He was third here last year, so he's gone one better this year. So congratulations there to Eleanor, who's mixed university studies with showing ponies. So a tough time for her, but what a lovely end to her university years by going second at the Royal Welsh. And then in third place, I do believe we have Leonie Dalgetty with Brynithion True Spirit. So congratulations there to the top three. So as you can see, 6 of them were placed out of the whole class. So a very strong class of geldings. And we will see Sarah Parker come back for the championship later on, when the geldings go up against the mares and the stallions. So they're still pulling the initial 10 forward. I myself recognise the one from last there, a local girl riding Llwyneirio Mario. So congratulations there to Rhiannon. So quite a nice, lovely line-up there. And I think Gary and Catrin have done a wonderful job. And there we are, confirmation of the ribbons being given out. So Gary there, quite a tall gentleman. So he would have wanted a cob that would have been able to carry him. He wouldn't have wanted anything a little too weedy. But he's judged in Ireland a few times. He also judged up at the Great Yorkshire Show a few weeks ago, which he claimed was something that he's always dreamed of, being a northern lad. So, but this is a first time for him judging at the Royal Welsh. So congratulations to Gary, and I hope he's thoroughly enjoying his morning out there. So we see Sarah Parker on her lap of honour with Llun Helig, Mr Jones. Congratulations to all of the connections. And let's see now whether we get an interview with Hannah.
The border there. You were pulled top in the stallion class last year. You've come back as a gelding and you are now taking home the Red Rosette. How does it feel?
Oh, unbelievable. I adore this horse. He gives the most phenomenal ride. He just loves it. He's just a showman.
Well, it's brilliant. You say he gives a great ride. I know that your son actually rides this horse as well, and he's like a pea on a mountain, bless him, but this horse always looks after him, doesn't he?
Yeah, so we gelded him after he won Hoys last year because Owen's only 12, so he'd have to wait a few years to ride him. So, I mean, what better opportunity for him? So, yeah, he rode him at London. He's already qualified from Hoys in the juniors, so he's just incredible.
A real family pony that can then come out and win the Royal Welsh.
I know, yeah.
Well, many congratulations. Good luck for the rest of the week. I'm sure you're very busy. Oh, yeah. Llongyfarchiadau.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well, we'll quickly go into the sheep shielding shed. And it's a busy day there today. Competition still going, as we can see. It's the semi-final, I think.
Final of the hand shearing, and gentlemen then, as we can see all gentlemen at the moment then have come through the preliminary rounds to get to the semi-final, and means as much for these gentlemen here to win with the hand shears competition as it would to win the machine shears, as we will see hopefully either later today or on for tomorrow. And
yes, the machine shears will be featured throughout the week, won't they, Gerald? In en masse, I would imagine. It's always a popular one to feature, and we haven't in the past features quite as much of these blade shearers, but it is great to see that sort of art form of them getting through the work with in the traditional method, shall we call it then?
Yes, indeed. To be fair, then the tradition is the word, isn't it? This is how it was done as of many years ago, and these gentlemen here all on display have obviously shown several sheep throughout the season then to be able to keep their hand in, but I'm sure most of these would have also resorted to the mechanical or the electric shears as well, but winning here at this particular craft would mean a great deal to them.
It would certainly, because as you sort of half mentioned there, most of these guys will be shearing with a machine as well. Very little work in terms of the shears here. The blade shears will be used. You know, we're very rarely going to find full flocks ever shown in this form now, are we?
Certainly not. No, indeed.
But it's a credit to these guys that they are all keeping the tradition, the skill and the craft, as you mentioned earlier, in the day alive, and it's there on view for sort of the next generation, and for those shearers that are proficient in the machine shearing to see where it all started.
You're quite right, and to be fair then, as we witnessed so far, then this is a semi-final then. Well, we think we've seen 4 heats along the way, so a lot of people are thinking on the same lines. They'd all like to win it, wouldn't they? And
Sgwrs, cyfuniad o daclusrwydd a chyflymdre sydd.
And you mentioned earlier, Gerald, the scoring similar to the machine shearing. It's about getting the fleece off in as whole a portion as you can without cutting the fleece in half. Or how do you usually word it, Gerald?
Second cutting is the word.
That's the one. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, obviously the staple length of the wool is what the value is. The quality of the wool then in terms of how fine the product is, because it can be used for various other clothing or whatever. The coarse of the wool then we go. But anyway, we'll have to come back later on and have a look to see how we do.
Oes, mae yna wres yn y cystadlu, mae yna wres yn yr haul.
Well, it's a lovely day at Llanelwedd, and as you can see, there's a lot of people who've come to visit the showground. And here's Stefan Griffiths, the weatherman. And the temperature here at Llanelwedd currently is around 23-24 degrees, but there is a breeze here as well, so conditions aren't too insufferable, as it were. And now then there's an area of high pressure to the west of Britain, which slowly will move towards the Atlantic. And there's a colder front coming down from the north, as you can see. And during this afternoon, it's going to remain dry. And the temperatures, as you can see, well, it's 27 degrees towards the Monmouth area in the southeast. And in the 20s along the coast. And inland in Llanelwedd, 24 degrees centigrade. It's going to be a clear evening this evening. Light breezes and temperatures will range between 9 and 14 degrees. And then during the course of the morning, it'll be a pleasant afternoon for most of us. Light breezes coming in from the north, and if you're coming to Llanelwedd tomorrow, well, you can expect the temperature to be around 25 degrees centigrade. So a pleasant day ahead of us tomorrow as well, for those of you who are coming to visit the Royal Welsh here at the showground. Well, it is, of course, a busy day in Westminster today as Andy Burnham takes over as the new Prime Minister. It's off to Downing.
Pnawn da I chi o Downing Street, lle o fewn yr awr diwetha mae Sir Keir Starmer wedi ymddiswyddo'n swyddogol fel Prif Weinidog. Mae e bellach wedi bod I weld y Brenin Charles ac mae e wedi derbyn I ymddiswyddiad. Fe fydd e'n cwrdd ag Andy Burnham nesa ac yn I wahodd e I ffurfio llywodraeth. A pan fydd e'n derbyn, fydd e yn dod yn Brif Weinidog, y 7fed o fewn 10 mlynedd. Nawr, cyn I Sir Keir Starmer adel am y tro ola fel Prif Weinidog, roedd cyfle am un araith ola. A dyma I chi flas o'r hyn oedd ganddo i'w ddweud.
I'm about to visit His Majesty the King to offer my resignation and close the book on my time as Prime Minister. My work is done. In 6.5 years, I took our party from a historic defeat in 2019, changed it so it was fit to face the country, and won a landslide general election victory in 2024. Since then, it has been the privilege of my life to serve you and this great country as Prime Minister.